people. I spread love, empathy, kindness, and a shark bit my arm off. We all caught up? Yeah, they got it. They don't need to know. This thing's called my nub. It's a glorious thing. Now we're going to move on. What I want to do in this session, for those of you who were here, you have context to everything I said. For those of you who don't, realize I've spoken at Facebook, Google, United Nations. The last corporate engagement I did, I got paid $70,000 for 40 minutes of my time. This is free for your school. I'm here because I genuinely care about you guys. I want you to be successful. I want you to be happy. I want you to enjoy your high school experience. I didn't connect with speakers when I was your age. I thought it was a waste of time. I also hated my high school experience. I thought it was a 4-year prison sentence. I'm not going to do that to you guys today. And what this session's going to be isn't going to help you achieve and be happy and leader and et cetera. I'm going to build off of it just for my own sanity. What this is going to be is we're going to change your school. Because I'm not here to inspire those of you who are in the first group. I'm not here to inspire you guys for a day or a week or a month. Bring somebody else in. I don't got time for that. I'm here to make massive change that scales over time. So let me hear it. How many days to make a habit?
21.
Cool. So a lot of you guys were in here. Awesome. And what's my favorite word? See, they drank the punch, and they kept coming back for more of this, weirdos. We're going to spend about an hour doing this. You're out of class for an hour. You're welcome. Things I do for you. Some of you guys are out pretty much all day. This guy won't go back to class. It's classic. What we're going to do, realize that I've spoken to over 900 colleges and high schools at a national level. Some of the biggest football, basketball coaches have come and speak. Cal Perry, Kentucky, Dabo Swinney, Clemson, Alabama, Michigan, et cetera, et cetera. I have identified some of the coolest solutions to your problems. This is all we're going to do in this session. It's very different than my first one. First, we're going to do a Q&A, question, answers. You guys have questions for me, I'm going to answer them. Second, I want to know what you don't like about your school. Raise your hand if you don't like school that much, be honest. Raise your hand. When you raise your hand, lock the elbow for the newbies. Raise it high. There it is. I didn't lock my elbow once. Dark humor, get used to it. Or it's going to be a long hour for everyone. You guys don't like school? I want to know why. And then we're going to go solution mode. I'm going to help you solve it. Why? Your Harvard degree doesn't matter if you're not happy. Facts. Secondly, corporations, they want leaders. Supply and demand, there aren't actual leaders out there. And what do I mean by that? If you can change the morale of a room and find your voice and elevate people and level them up, oh my gosh, I'm telling you. You could be a 2.0 pothead, and you'll be the boss over a 5.0 Ivy grad. Supply and demand. They need leaders. And I'm telling you that. Insider information here. Leadership's for life. And you guys were selected for one reason or another to be plugged out of class, some of you twice, to be back in here. So we're going to help change and transform your school. I've seen solutions to the problems you have, and we're going to focus on that. And then we're going to make a plan of action. Raise your hand if you're a senior in here. Raise it high, lock the elbow. Seniors, your class of 2023. BSN is in the room. Herf Jones is in the room. They hooked this engagement up. Give them a round of applause. Now, what we can do, if you're AD or your principal and you guys hook it up, can we make a banner for them? Sweet. So we're going to make a banner in class of 2023. Maybe you guys apply something. I don't know, a legacy at your school, a senior legacy. You make your stamp. Raise your hand if you're a junior. Yeah, next year you'll be seniors, you pick a new problem, you resolve it, and then you also do the old seniors though. Raise your hand if you're a sophomore. There it is, baby face sophomores, I love it, what a cutie pie. You guys will be seniors next year. You're gonna do the old seniors, you're gonna do the old juniors, and you're gonna own it yourself, and every year this school is gonna scale, and it's gonna get better and better and better, just like self-discipline, just like how many days does it make to make a habit? Sweet. That's what we're going to do. Afterwards, you want to take pictures, touch my nub. Some of the guys already did, and he's smiling. He wants it, weirdo. I'm here for you guys. That's all. Easy peasy? Okay. What I'm not going to tolerate is negative energy, judgment, energy vampires. Your school sucks a lot for those reasons alone, for the most part. We're going to dissect it. Facts? So this is what I mean. When I call on somebody after the Q&A, you're going to stand up when I call on you, and everyone's going to cheer for him. You, rise. Everyone go nuts for him. Let's go. Look at the faces. Turn around. Go crazy. Woo! Look. Energy shift in the whole room. Sit down. The whole energy shifts in the room. Did you feel it a little bit? We're going to scale that, and we're going to make it better and better and better and better and better. And I'm going to teach you guys how to win the Matrix and hack and take anything you want out of this world like a pirate man would. I'm Captain Hook. You're my pirate army. You guys cool if we do this for an hour? Cool. Questions? If you have questions for me, raise your hand. Let's go fast. Yes? How did I deal with homework in school? With sports especially. Again, were you in the last session? Okay, so what did I say about habits? So I didn't make my 7th grade basketball team by the time I was a senior in high school. I was ranked top 50 players in Northern California. George W. Bush flew out on Air Force One to meet me. I broke my leg the same day, lost my scholarships, etc., but I crushed it. So I never played basketball, and by the time I'm a senior, I'm top 50 players in Northern Cali with D1 scholarships everywhere. The same way I did with academics, which I'll dive into, same thing I did financially. I'm a real estate guy. When COVID hit, market crashed, 21-day habits, I learned from Warren Buffett, etc. I took $50,000 and made $184,000 of profit within 8 months. It was a bull market. 21-day habits, right? So, if you want to know how to raise your grades, first off, I think you might be putting too much pressure on yourself. Would you have the courage to tell us what your cumulative GPA is right now? What grade are you in?
Sophomore.
You're a sophomore? Okay, what's your cumulative GPA? 3.1. Okay, cool. So if I plucked you out of this, are you guys a blue ribbon academic school? Because you seem like it. Does anyone know? Are you guys blue ribbon? Well, you're like, you go to states and sports and your academics are like all severe and crazy and nonsensical and stuff. So you haven't seen the rest of the country like I have. If I pluck you up and put you in Mississippi, you're getting a 5.0. You realize that. Stupidest kids in town here because they're comparing themselves against you. I graduated college in 3 years on a top 50 business school in America with no transfer credits, 40 credits a year on a D1 athletic scholarship. I was a 3.17 GPA average B+ student in high school. College was a joke comparatively to my high school. This is a high academic high school. You have no idea how smart you are prospectively to the rest of the students in the school, in the country. I know you haven't heard this before. Chill out. Harvard degree doesn't matter if you're not happy. You want to change it? Focus. What's your focus? What's your goal? What's your worst subject, buddy? English. The language we speak. Okay. What are you worst about English? What's your weakness with it?
Definitely
Essays? Chat GDP, bro. They'll do it for you. I'm just kidding. Essays. Why?
I just don't know how to write a lot.
You don't know how to write a lot. Okay. How about instead of that narrative, I don't know how to write a lot, you say, I haven't figured out how to grow and get better at this yet. You see how I changed the narrative? Because you're going to teach your brain, remember, to be kind to yourself. Now, hear me out. Paragraph at a time, take a break. Paragraph at a time, take a break. Breathe. Don't wait till the last second to do it. Reread it the next day, and then make it better. And then reread it the next day and make it better. Partly you're doing a bad job is because you're waiting till last minute when you have to do it, and you don't get to revise it, and your grade reflects that. Facts? Yeah. So stop procrastinating. If English is your worst subject, forget about the other grades. Focus on this specifically. How many days to make a habit? English first for you, buddy. So as soon as I get an assignment, I ain't waiting until the due date. I'm going to start now with this one class and nothing else because it's my main weakness. I'm going to do a paragraph at a time, chill. And you know what? I'm going to read it the next day and revise it, read it the next day, revise it, and you'll find out you're just as smart as everybody else. You just haven't been allocating your time correctly. You're welcome. Things I do for you. Anybody else? Yes, in the back. How do you feel, or how do you deal with being burnt out and lack of motivation? I love the spotlight person. You were crushing it. Love you so hard. It's so cool that you have that. It's random, though. So, how do you deal with burnout? First off, dude, like I had to spend 11 hours on the phone yesterday, and I spoke at Colorado State, and my voice is gone, and my lips are so chapped that I feel like they're going to fall off my arm. I'm burnt out. I am literally burnt out right now. We're making like a $100 million fund, and we're raising money for it for this multifamily unit. I don't need to get in the details, but it's like real important stuff. Plus, I got a show launching. I'm the host creator of. I'll be on NBC in October. So I got a lot of things going on, and I'm having a baby girl on March 15th, so I got to get it done quick, right? Oh, thank you. Oh. So the cool thing is that, and I'm sorry that this might not be the answer you're looking for, I freed myself financially and otherwise. I do not have a boss. I did not even pick up my college diploma after all of that. I never even got it. I walked, and then I forgot to pick it up, and now I just never did. I worked a job at Madison Square Garden in the marketing department as an intern in college. I hated it so much. And my supervisor, all the executives gave her all the work. Her hair was falling out. She was so stressed. And I was like, cool, that's what success looks like in 20 years. I can't wait. So I created my own company after playing overseas. And I just started broke in New York City with one goal in mind. I'm passionate about helping people and building flags, for those of you who have context to that. And I'm going to spread love, empathy, and kindness, and that's what I stand for. Now I'm the face of a billion-dollar company and a multimillionaire. So I'm free of having to do anything I don't want to do. I'm only here because I want to. I asked to speak a second time here. I didn't have to. I'm here because I am passionate about it. Passionate about film, real estate, my family, finances, sports. I do what I want to, so I freed myself of the matrix, and I'm very blessed. Cool. For you, I would try to... What's that? Oh, they're doing the mic thing. I would try to keep positive in negative situations. And what does that mean? Now, I broke my leg, lost my scholarships in high school. I went to a military academy to try to redeem them. Imagine going to a military school in Virginia, going from California to Virginia, all guys school, 9 months. No women, no cell phones, no TVs, no technology, no computers. You got up in the morning, 5 a.m., marched around, played Army Man, went to bed, 10 at night, blew the whistle. Oh my gosh, it was like Groundhog Day. Every day sucked. It was horrible. And I had this little guy, Lieutenant Wilkinson, that I could pick up with one finger and crack in half. Little glasses, honestly, a cartoon character. Big old nose, and he's always had it out for me because he had this rank and this power complex. And so you know what? I'd wax and buff the floors, so I learned to do things sarcastically, enthusiastically. I can't wait to wax these floors. Let's go! Woo! People stopped messing with me real quick. Got the anger out without getting in trouble. Or, and hear me out, if you're stuck in a situation, instead of blowing up, do it sarcastic, enthusiastically. Just do it like crazy, so enthusiastically and so hardcore, animated. Oh my gosh, it'll get it all out and people will stop bugging you. Secondly, if you find yourself focusing, and I want everyone to hear this very, very clearly because this will maximize your happiness in life. It took me so long to realize there are things in your control and out of your control. And if you focus on the things in your control, your life will be happy. If you focus your thing out of control, your life won't. What do I mean by that? If you were in here earlier, you know that my dad died when I was 10. Now, empathy. How many of you guys, honestly, no judgment in the room, lost somebody you loved in life? Raise your hand. Lock the elbow. Look around the room. And you probably didn't know more people here have lost somebody they love than haven't. That's wild, right? Now, I want you to hear whatever you believe in, I respect it. Imagine my dad went to a better place. But now switch the roles, empathy. Imagine if I died as a 10-year-old and my dad didn't, and I went to a better place. Imagine if my dad became a heroin addict or an alcoholic because he was so miserable he couldn't save his 10-year-old kid. I still want him to be happy and have a great life. What do you think he wants for me? What do you think your loved one wants for you? You know, I grew to learn that it was out of my control to save my dad, but his motto in life was anything worth doing was worth overdoing. Anything worth doing is worth overdoing. He said it all the time, didn't get it, it was annoying, but if he did something, he went all out. And he lived by that. That was his creed. Raise your hand if you were in the first presentation. Did you enjoy it? You did? Do you think it was worth doing? Staying here, doing a leadership session? It's worth overdoing, and I make him proud every day. There's an analogy that I really love, and I wish I created it, but I can't say that I coined it. But I'm a pirate, man, Captain Hook. And imagine you guys are all on my pirate ship, and we're in a big storm. And I'm the captain, and I'm taking a nap. And there's these 90-foot tall roadwaves crashing on the boat. Crazy, right? And my man, what's your name? Carter knocks on the cabin door, busting like, yo, shakes me awake. Captain, what are you doing? Taking a nap? We're gonna sink. Hey, Carter, don't let the water in the boat. A lot of negative energy in high school, a lot of judgment. You let that negativity in your boat, you start to sink. Being bitter towards others is like drinking poison and hoping for them to die. Ooh. Negative situations focus on one positive thing. Me and my wife has this pact. It could be the worst day of your life, but before you go on a negative rant, say one positive thing. Could be the cup of coffee you had in the morning. Start there, the whole narrative changes, the whole energy changes. Focus, try to focus on something positive, even in terrible situations. Look for that. What is in my control and what is out of my control? I don't go to the church of Fox News or CNN, and I don't drink the punch because it's all out of my control. What's in my control is helping you. So that's where I put my focus. You're focusing on negative things, you're living in your head. That's why you don't enjoy them. Instead of zoning out and pretending you're a Star Wars character, buddy, why don't you look around the room, try to put a smile on somebody else's face. Like Carrie over there. Where's Carrie? She over there? Round of applause for Carrie, everyone! Woo! Love you, Carrie. Thanks for the waters. Next question. We're going to get started pretty quick, but I hope you got a lot of wisdom bombs out of that one. You like it? Cool, but I want to help transform your school. So any more questions before we wrap up Q&A? Yes, sir.
Just a fun question, but how did you get started playing basketball?
How did I get started playing basketball? Were you in the last session? Yes. You were? So I was 6'4" in 7th grade, tried out for the team because my buddy Cody Jorgensen told me that I had to because I was so freakishly tall. And then I got cut, and then I'm like, used to be a redhead. The Flames, they went out. But you know what? I'm so stubborn. I can't play basketball, so it made me want to play it more. Make sense? Showed him. You know what the funny thing is? The guy that cut me from the team, his son didn't make varsity in high school. And you know what's even funnier? He came up to me because I was dominating, like ranked like crazy. You know what? He came up to me and he apologized to me after a game once. And he said, I had like a quadruple double, like one of the best games of my life. And the whole crowd jumped on me after the game. It was so fun. And then he waited until the very end and everything cleared out. And Mike Smith, he came up to me and he said, Kevin, I'm so sorry I cut you from that team. I would have loved to coach you. I can't believe I wasn't part of that. And I was like, nah, dude, I'm glad you did. Because then I got to the coach who I needed to make me this. It was a blessing in disguise. I needed him so bad. And you cut me from the team, I met the coach who got me to accept this and dominate in basketball. Had you coached me, I would have never made it, man. So thank you. Wild. Oh, that felt good. All right, you guys ready to get started? Let's do it. Give me a woo! Woo! We got to change the energy in here. It's all creepy and dark, except for the spotlight. Mad love. All right. Raise your hand if your school's perfect. Raise your hand if it's not. Lock the elbow. Question is, why? Now, if I was Thanos and I could magically snap my fingers and change your school, what would it be and why? Fine, sir. This is the time where we're going to stand up. What's your name?
My name is Jackson.
Give it up for Jackson, everyone! Woo! Jackson. Now, no more whispering. I am in the business of elevating leaders and having them find their voice. So I want you to project your voice, speak to them, not me. You know why? I'm a phantom, I'm a ghost, I'm a catalyst at best. I'm only here for a day. You're stuck with each other. So I want you to speak to them real loud. What would you want to change? Louder!
I think that the judgment in this school is negative.
Raise your hand if you agree. Why didn't you say it? Good thing he came here today. Round of applause. Good job. All right. Now, again, we're just venting. There's room for improvement. No school's perfect. Judgment. Anybody else? Rise! I love your overalls. What's your name?
I'm Molly.
Molly! Nope, that was weak. That sucked. I won't accept it. You three, oh, you're in trouble. Molly, come up here. Nope. I'm not ready for you yet. You come up here. You guys, I didn't clap once. I saw you. Oh. Give me a woo! Woo! Give me a woo! Woo! This is weird. Give me a woo! I thought he's pumping up like he was going to go louder. He went deeper. I wasn't expecting that. Every time somebody stands up, you guys got one job. You give me a woo. Got you slacking on the clapping. You see, you said the number one problem you had was judgment, and now I'm judging you as leaders pulled out of the class for not standing up. And I'm judging you for not supporting each other. Ooh, I turned it on its head. I didn't tell you your problems, I asked. And there's been one problem, and it's judgment. And you ain't supporting each other, and now I'm calling you out. Make sense? Give her a woo. Woo! Let's go, Molly.
I think our school has a superiority complex.
Explain. Loud.
Okay, now I feel like I'm rude.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
You got it.
I don't know. I just feel like our seniors feel like we're higher than others. At our sports events, we're more negative and like don't support our other the other teams and just focus on like bringing them down. I feel like what he said, we just judge each other and we don't support each other and we just feel like ourselves are better than each other around us, so we don't bring each other up and we focus on our own success rather than everyone else's and how we can better our school and our environment.
And you were in my first presentation?
I was not.
Oh.
Sorry.
Why are you sorry? Who was? Raise your hand again. So this is what I did in my first presentation. I had the whole football team stand up. Facts? And I asked them if the band supported all their home games. Facts? And then what I do to that poor dude Antonio. Where'd he go? Oh, he's back! Stay here, Molly. Antonio, stand up. Round of applause from my man. Antonio, what's up? I want you to very loudly tell him what I asked you. Humble yourself. We're not doing the ego anymore. Yes, you're going to tell him what you told me. And then I'm going to, what's my favorite word?
How?
Yeah. And I want you to tell him the solution and what football's going to do for band now. Tell him real loud.
All right, so he asked me if we ever went, how many times the band came to our football games or how many times cheerleading came to our football games. And then he asked me if I have ever went to their, either one of the concerts or competitions.
And what'd you say?
I told him no. And we came up with a solution to fix that. And us football players are going to go to one of their band concerts March 6th or March 8th. I don't remember.
And you're going to do what for him at the band concert?
We're going to go crazy for him.
Let us see what crazy is. 1, 2, 3, go! Hey, don't sit down. And then Antonio, as a senior, you're going to make it a legacy. And guess what? Next year, the juniors are going to do it too. And the freshmen coming in, you're going to know no different. They're going to think every high school in America supports their football team, supports their band. Because their upperclassmen told them that's how we do it, Molly. Legacy. Legacy. And you know what? You all want to be appreciated. You're so slow to appreciate others. The number one flaw with the American youth, me, myself, and I. My goals, my dreams, my stats in sport, what college I go to, how many followers follow me on social media. You called them out, Molly. You said exactly what I said in my first presentation. I've spoken to 900 schools. You put yourselves first. Leaders don't do that, neither do happy people. So, you all want to be appreciated. You're so slow to appreciate others. I put school spirit on my notes on my phone. We're going to fix it. Round of applause for Antonio and Molly. Thank you so much. All right. I'll go this way. Hey, we got judgment. We got school spirit. We got a senior complex. I know what you meant. And we'll get into that. We got 3 problems on the board. Anything else? Can I have a time check? Do I have a hard stop in this presentation? 12:10. Let's 12:10. Oh, thank you. So much time. Captain Hook hates clocks. It's the whole thing. Time's relative. Yes. Stand up. What's your name?
Ryan.
That was kind of weak, though, wasn't it? That's all right. No, it wasn't all right, Ryan. I won't accept it at all. Wish I had hands. Good clapping stuff. When a light laughs, that's what happens, apparently. Okay. Ryan?
Yeah.
On 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's go! You tell them, not me. Turn around.
I think our school has a character problem.
That's his booze. Don't worry about it.
Okay, our school has a character problem. We just don't show. We have a lack of character within the school. You can see that in the halls, at basketball games, at football games.
How to define this character? What's the problem? I want to see it.
The character is just low. Like our school just doesn't show like
Pride.
pride. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
You have an apathy problem. People don't care.
There's pride within the sports, but when it comes to the actual schooling, we don't have it. Like
Yeah.
you said in your first presentation, we don't have a lot of like, I guess, excitement when it comes to school. A lot of people are negative when it
Yeah.
comes to school, but when we need to come to school, we need to be positive.
What? You kidding me? Get out of here. You want to be positive?
Sure.
I said this, man. The autistic kids and special needs, you guys all look like that they got disabilities. They are so happy to be here. They get to be here. They're the happiest kids on campus, and you have to be here, yet you think they have a disability.
I got a chance to work with them. They're amazing.
I know. I was a
Super
board member for Special Olympics because they're the happiest people I know. Amazing. Dude, Ryan, mad respect. I'm going to write it here on my phone, and what I'm going to put is, we need to change the vibes on our campus. You have an apathy problem, meaning people don't really care. There's not good energy in the hallways. There's not good energy in the classrooms. You could say there's good energy for sports because you all go to state and you're actually super phenomenal. Great for you. But hear me out. We can change that. Give it up for, actually, how many of you agree with Ryan? Okay, so all of you have your hands up for the most part. Now, why didn't you say it? And I said this in my first presentation, Ryan. Number one, fear in humanities, public speaking. Number two is death at a eulogy, right? At a funeral, people would rather give a eulogy or people would rather be in a coffin than give a eulogy, which is wild. And when leaders say nothing, evil prevails. So you've got to learn to find your voice. And it's not your fault. You've been conditioned to sit down and shut up since you were in kindergarten. It's no way to build a leader. That's why when I call on you, I have you stand up and everyone clap for you to encourage you to find your voice. And you know who found their voice? My bro Ryan. Give it up for Ryan. Good job. All right. Vibe check Ryan. I don't have a lot of thumbs, so I'm going to paraphrase here. I got what that means. All right. Maybe one or two more for time's sake, because we only got till 12:10. There's 3. Anybody else? Last call, last call. I'll call on everyone who raises their hand right now. Yes, Mr. Mullet Man. All right, we got 4. All right, we're going to go front to back. So, Mullet Man, stand up. I love your hair. This guy, Kenny Powers. Round of applause. Let's go. What do you got for us, big man?
I feel like there's a lot of disrespect for the teachers and people that work here.
Raise your hand if you agree. My man, sophomore, stepping it up. You're a sophomore, right?
I'm a freshman.
You're a freshman stood up with hair like this, and he contributed to the conversation, flexing on you seniors. Good job. Can you elaborate on this disconnect between the faculty and the students?
I feel like a lot of the students like in the class and stuff like are on their phones or don't pay attention and then just like say disrespectful things towards the teachers and the class.
Raise your hand if you agree. Mad respect, my bro. Sit down. Round of applause. Sorry, the whole thing notes. I should have had one of you do it. All right, other 3 hands. You guys are my last 3. You, that looks like a Super Saiyan, and I love your hair very, very much. Rise. What's your name?
My name's Hayden.
Hayden! Woo! Let's go! Horrible. Hayden, what do you got for us?
I think the school has a problem with discrimination and accepting other people's interests. I think that when it comes to what people like and what people don't like, I think that a lot of Fossil students can't accept that other people don't like the same things as them. And I think there's a stigma that goes around Fossil about discrimination. And I think that everyone here knows it, but nobody wants to try to change.
Can we talk about discrimination? Because it can mean a lot of different things. So, like, what is that discrimination? Because judgment's on the board, so is this like connected to that?
Yeah, I think it has to relate to what people like and also a little bit of that has to do with race.
Can you give me an example? I'm going to ask you to stretch this because obviously from psychology, which I know, body language, tone, etc., something's happened personally to you, and it'll help me hone in on the example, and people will understand it more if you can open up and be vulnerable. No judgment. Takes a lot of courage, and this guy stood up, and most of you haven't. So, I'm proud of you. If you could tell us an example of what happened maybe in your own experience so we understand what you're talking about.
A lot of other schools around Colorado think that Fossil Ridge is kind of a racist school, and the football team last year had a problem with racism in the locker rooms, and I think that it kind of went with the narrative that a lot of other places have about Fossil. Like this year after one of the basketball games versus George Washington, a lot of the George Washington players, they were screaming as they were walking out of the school, and they were saying, I can't believe we just lost to this racist-ass school, and it just...
So there's a stigma, essentially, or a reputation that's negative because certain things have happened, not with the whole, but with individuals. And even then, we're classifying the whole school as semi-racist when it seems like a couple of high schoolers that were immature probably said some stuff that they shouldn't have. And we all make mistakes because you guys are still growing. And it's hard to forgive that sometimes. But, and hear me out, your school has that reputation on the other schools now. And it hurts. And you don't want to be represented that way. You don't want to be classified that way. Did I articulate that well? Is that true? Yes. Okay, anyone else feel that way? Okay, cool. Hey, bro, mad respect. You are a very articulate guy. Love you, buddy. Round of applause. So, and we're going into solution mode in a sec. I got 2 more problems on the board, but we have to change the reputation of the school. We can't go back in time and solve the past. We also can't all take credibility for a few mistakes of individuals, whether it be in one team in a football locker room or one individual on that team. We also don't want to isolate that person. We want to educate them and make them better because, again, empathetically, we're all the same human being born in different bodies with different backgrounds, different struggles. And then high school, because of the negative energy, because we have all these problems, is a great place for that evil to thrive. Let's defuse it, okay, buddy? All right, 2 people. You rise. Look at those glasses, crushing it. Let's go. What's your name? What's your name? Hannah. Oh my gosh. Hannah's my favorite name. You know why, Hannah?
Is it your daughter's name?
No.
Is it your wife's name?
No.
Then I don't know.
It's because God was like, Nah. It's dark. All right, Hannah, what do you got for us?
I think, and it's kind of already been said, but we have been taught since we were little to shut up and sit down and wait for instruction. And it's a relatively new concept for their leadership classes and seminars. So I do want to thank you for being here to teach this seminar.
Oh.
I think it's a problem that only a couple of people are selected for these leadership classes and it's a lottery for it. I think it's really, really important that leadership needs to be taught like all day, every day because it is so important. And we can't continue to just wait for instruction. We need to be able to like take the lead and be able to just have that confidence to say, I know what to do and let me help instead of just follow me or just waiting.
Oh my Lord, you have no idea what you're in for. Wow, really well articulated. Seriously, Hannah, mad respect, 100% right. I knew all this because I spent a lot of time with your coaches and some admin in the morning. I understood how you guys switched up and did the lottery stuff because the old way wasn't working. I have plenty of knowledge that I'll drop on you, and I love how you articulated that. Thank you. Give it up for Hannah, everyone. Now, last one. Who is it? You? What's your name? Berkeley? Woo! Berkeley, let's go! What do you got, Bert? What do you got?
I also think this is kind of already been covered, but I've just noticed in my past 3 years here, we do have a problem with being an inviting school and being welcoming. I think we have a problem with cliques and leaving people out. I think as a whole, I don't know if that makes sense.
Click problem. Raise your hand if you agree. Not inviting, leaving people out. Were you Berkeley in my first session? No. Missed out. But you're here now. Hey, Bert, awesome job. Round of applause. Let's get it. Okay. Now, here's the thing, and I'm going to give you a little piece of advice in life, and if you start approaching life this way, you're going to dominate it, and you should start in your household with your parents first. And you should start with your teachers and your coaches, and I want you to have this piece of advice. We're going to role play. Dude, that looks cool with the nice hat. What's your name? Landon. Landon, you work for me. I own several companies, but I'm a CEO, and you work for me. And every morning I wake up and I go to work and I sip my coffee, and then there's Landon, who shows up. Oh my gosh, Mr. Atlas, the company's burning, there's all these problems, la 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 la. I sit there and sip my coffee, and I think horrible thoughts. Landon, because you brought me all these problems, and I'm going to honestly do one of two things as the boss. I'm going to either fire you or hide from you because you annoy the crap out of me, right? Or Landon, and hear me out, Landon comes up to me and says, Mr. Atlas, here's the problem. Here's one or two suggested solutions that I think we should do. What would you have me do? Hey, Landon, when I go to the board and I retire, you want to be the CEO? Hey, Landon, you want a raise? Hey, Landon, my whole cornerstone of my life is built off of you. I freaking love you, bro. You see the difference? You see, we all know energy vampires. Ooh, that cloud's misshape the world should burn. Karen, I'm so sorry if your name's Karen in this day and age, but you know what I mean. We know very negative people that throw off negative vibes. We're experts at identifying problems. Leaders bring suggested solutions too. You guys pointed off some awesome problems that everyone agreed upon for the most part. Facts? Cool. Let's solve them. Problem, solution. And as much as Hannah wants to do it, she don't want to wait on the 3 leadership lottery classes to have to wait on instruction to do it, which is why I'm here. Yay! You guys ready for this? First off, I'm going to start with Hannah. Actually, I'll read the problems back to you, and then I'm going to start with Hannah. See how really blessed you guys are from the get-go. Now, judgment, discrimination. Seniors think that they're better than other people and they suck. I'm sorry, Molly, that's pretty much what you said. That's what I typed. School spirit, vibe check. Ryan, I know what that means. What's up, Ryan? No respect towards teachers, zone out in class. Yeah? Clicks. I misspelled this one, but not welcoming people. That's what that meant. Any disagreement so far? Lastly, Hannah thinks that the leadership setup's the problem. Now, Hannah, I'm going to start with you. Hannah, what you don't know is what ASB means. What's ASB mean? Do you know? No, you don't. It's Associated Student Body. Every middle school and high school has it in the whole state of California, the most populated state in the country. Washington State has it too. They think the whole world has it. They don't realize that nobody else even know what it is. I've been to 49 states. It's like going to 49 different countries, how they run education. And you got to realize something. Student council, in most places, 90% of places, leadership doesn't exist. 90% of places, it isn't student council meeting every day. 90% of places, student council is a club for 5 kids who get voted in based on popularity or academics. And you know what? They don't give a crap about anything. It's just some notch on their belt for their college resume. And they meet, not as a class, but they meet twice a semester to do nothing. That's what student council is, and I hate it nationally. Now, I love when you have a leadership curriculum class that meets every day. Why? And I did this in my first assembly, but it's an analogy the second half you need to learn. Any of you ever seen anyone wear braces for one day and then have the braces off the next day? Never. You never saw anyone who got braces for one day and have a perfect smile. I don't care how hard you press on your teeth, it doesn't work. Small pressure over time makes for a beautiful smile. So you need to have leadership consistent. Imagine having a class where you don't have like a grade or a classroom less of homework and tests, and your job in leadership is to create and cultivate a culture of school spirit. Everyone should get supported once. Because here's the honest truth. Football, men's basketball, yeah, volleyball, if you have great school spirit, all of you work your asses off. Not just in the sports, in the clubs too. Facts? And you don't get the love back. And that's what leadership should start with, creating that spirit on campus. I talked to one of your guys who would humbly not take the credit for that, but he did explain to me why they switched it that way this morning. Awesome dude. He's all like studious looking, and he's kind of buff. I don't know. He's got a cool sweatshirt. He couldn't be here today, or for the rest of this. But he was really awesome, and I had a good talk with him, and I gave him some suggestions. So again, BSN can get you a senior banner, and you can start scaling. And that is selected by you guys. Can I ask you a question? Did I tell you what your problems were, or did I ask? Hannah, are you in leadership? Yeah. How many times, first off, do you guys throw like rally events and stuff? What does leadership do? Do you guys like do posters, rally events, assemblies?
So my specific class, we plan Make-A-Wish Week, Unity Day, and the end of the year senior send-off.
That's awesome. Now, Make-A-Wish Week, do you think there should be more support?
Absolutely.
Okay, that would be cool, right? What sport do you play? Softball. How many times have you been to a softball game?
2 or 3.
Oh, well, you ruined my point, but good for you. Hey, Hannah, the point is, why the hell would anyone show up for you if you're not showing up for them? And the heartbeat of the school is leadership, and I don't like the lottery idea at all. I think if I want to be in leadership, I should be able to apply to get in, not just as academics, but I would take like the 2.0 ADD kid, give them some pixie sticks and energy bowls or Red Bulls or whatever, put a cape and face paint on them, have them at all the events. You got one job, you're going to get your first day in your whole life, buddy, and you're going to get crazy and rev the crowd up so everyone doesn't feel awkward doing it too. I gave them some suggestions. But what's in your control, seniors identify a problem, we're going to create a solution. But if you ain't showing up for other people's stuff, don't anticipate them showing up for you. Second thing with leadership, I didn't tell you your problems, I asked. When have you asked the student body what they want? Or have you presumed, done your own events, and then felt like they should show up? Got her. Hey, Hannah, you want to change that? You know that people care more about solving problems than showing up if it's their problems they're solving, which is why I asked you yours and didn't tell you. Interesting. Did you know that democracy doesn't work if it's just tyrants deciding everything in student council because they won a lottery? Hey, Hannah, you want to change that? What's my favorite word? How? I've seen schools do this. You have an awesome video production class. Hey, my name's Hannah. I'm in leadership. I'm in one of the 3 leadership classes. And guess what? I partnered with art or, I don't know, wood shop or engineering. Those guys would build me an arm, man. Those guys are crazy. But I would collaborate with somebody, build a box. What's your mascot here? Like the saber cat. Wow. You look like a saber cat. I love you. You know what? We have the saber cat box. Woo! And you know what? It's in the library or the front of the school. If you guys think this school's perfect, great. I don't. Let's change it together. Us at leadership are going to listen to what you want, put your name, your number, what you think you want to change, and we'll try to help you solve it. So everyone has a voice here because this school can be anything we want it to be. You have facilities, you have faculty, you have money, you have everything on this campus. The reason school sucks is you. You ain't showing up for each other. You're putting yourself first. Exactly. Molly had it right on the head. Leadership is the heartbeat of the school. You have to partner with video production first and communicate to the rest of the school. Hey, my man, Antonio, when's the band concert? March 6th and March 8th. And which one are you going to yet? Both? Well, you don't have to say both, but you could go to one and tell the rest of the school to show up to one of them. Ask them which one they want you to... You always watch my back, man. I nubbed a lot of people. Hey, Antonio, then you're going on there and you're asking everybody else to show up because it isn't about football showing up to band. It isn't, hey, this is what leadership did. This is what we can do together. It should be opened up to everybody. Do you hear me? Hannah, do you like that idea? Hannah, why don't you stand up? Hannah, do you want to be in charge of this idea? Because you just said you don't want to sit there and wait for instruction and leadership. You guys want to be empowered to make the change yourself. Facts? Well, that's exactly what we're doing, Hannah. Isn't that cool? Yeah. Do you like the Wildcat box, the Saber Cat box? Do you want to build it? How many guys like this idea of giving your student body a voice so then maybe they'll care more about being here because they're heard? Wow. People agree with you. How many of you want to help, even outside of leadership, if you're not in leadership, how many of you guys want to help Hannah make a box? Hey, Hannah, pick 5 people. Keep your hands up, lock the elbow if you want to help. No, Hannah, you're picking 5 people right now.
There's a box that's almost made.
Wow.
We can't use it right now.
I don't need a life story, Molly. Hannah, pick 5 people.
Molly, Lucy, and Elio.
Hurry up. Antonio.
And then, I don't know your name, but with the clouds.
With the clouds. Yeah, that is the 6th writer. Hey, the 6 of you, go to that back corner. By the time that this is over, do you have Molly's number? I do. Do you have Antonio's number? Oh, you're about to get it. Things I do for you, Antonio. Hey, Hannah. All of you guys got to be in a group text. When are you meeting? Molly's found some box she wants to steal that she can't use right now that's almost finished. What's the box? Which one of you is going to approach video production and maybe say, hey, we want to do this box thing and invite everyone? Maybe you guys ask, hey, video production, we want to do this. It's important for the school. And if you ever want service from leadership, ask us and maybe we can help you too. Ooh, different way to approach it. And maybe, I don't know, you go to the secretary of a principal and maybe you learn to schedule in a meeting and then you like print out exactly what you want, why you want it, and then you have a meeting with them and then they say, sure. The 6 of you in the back corner, you guys are the Saber Cat box. Now, or whatever you want to call it. Call it that kind of stupid name, right? Figure it out. Make it cool. How many of you guys in here like the idea? Now, if they do all the work, how many guys will help support it? Raise your hand, lock the elbow. Now, you're committing to it. Now, don't do this because everyone else is doing it. Do it because you actually mean it. Look around the room, Hannah. I gave you an army. If she calls upon you, you better show up. Round of applause for Hannah. Problem, solution. Hannah doesn't like how leadership is created and wants to be empowered to take action herself. And now, guess what? She's going to. You got to realize you guys are the solution. Where'd my cell phone go? Oh, there it is. Let's see another problem here. We talked about school spirit pretty heavily in the first assembly, but I really love school spirit because once again, if you guys aren't, here's why. If you ain't loved at home, you come to school to be loved. If you loved at home, you come to school to learn. But if you ain't loved at home, you come to school to be loved, and all you work your asses off, and you guys are underappreciated, and you all want to get appreciated. Do you do a sport, Ryan? What do you do? Football? What do you do? Yeah. Dance? Wouldn't it be sick if you had, I don't know, the whole football crowd at one dance event? Why are you smiling so much? Yeah, it would feel good, huh? How many soccer games you been to? How many swim meets? How many wrestling matches? Why the hell would they show up for you if you're not showing up for them? Point made. You ain't even showing up for each other, yet you guys in this room are plucked out of class as the leaders. Got out of class for this because you're the leaders of the campus. You're the best we got. And you ain't even showing up for each other. What's my favorite word? How? That's how you say it. What's my favorite word? How. That's so much cooler. Listen, Antonio, tag you're it. 3 months left of school, but he's going to start it before he leaves here because I challenged him heavily today, and he grew a lot. And I'm actually pretty impressed by how he manned up and took accountability for his actions. Good job. Proud of you. Now, I know you're injured, you can't wrestle and all that stuff. You win a different type of championship. Now, if he goes to a band, actually forget about band, forget about football because that's in March. You know what's right now? Your cheerleaders are at a nationals. Your cheerleaders are at nationals right now. You guys know that? You didn't know that? Okay, win or lose, when they come back to campus, what are you going to do for them? Because out of anyone on campus, they're there supporting the most stuff. Facts? Yes. And how have they been supported? Raise your hand if you haven't been to a cheerleading competition. And you wonder why kids hate school. What's my favorite word? You want to fix it, right? What do you do when they come back from nationals? Any ideas? Stand up, Antonio. Round of applause. Let's go. Loud. Don't you do your little whisper answers, you weirdo. Create a banner for him? When do they come back? Does anyone know? When's cheerleading come back? Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. How about this? Instead of a banner, Antonio, sit down. How about we do this? This will be interesting. I've gone to schools that have what's called Welcome Wednesday, and one of the people in here said that you're not really inclusive or inviting. Who was it? Yeah, Berkeley. So Berkeley, I got 2 suggestions to you. I want you to take out your phone, and I want you to write the solutions down, okay? Because you're in charge, because you brought the problem, so you're also the solution, but you're not going to have to do it alone, okay? Hey, Berkeley, Welcome Wednesday. A lot of schools do this. I keep seeing it pop up. You guys are on TikTok till 3 a.m. and you're really tired. Some of you drink energy drinks. Most of you don't drink coffee, and you come to school like this. Facts? Maybe it's not TikTok. Maybe it's PS5, man. The end of us. The last of us. I'm sorry. Whew. Hey, what if, and hear me out, once a week, once a month, however you want to run it, Berkeley. Sneaky little camera guys, all whispering, like Antonio. Listen, Berkeley, how sick would it be if, I don't know, you got the permission from your principal to blast EDM music throughout the school because it's appropriate and it has high beats per second, right? So it lifts your heart rate up, and maybe cheerleaders could take this over in the future, but maybe leadership class, you got 3 of them. Hey, Berkeley, where are you at? Hey, Berkeley, are you part of anything? Club? Sport? You're in swim? Oh, I swam once, met a shark. I'm just kidding. Berkeley, you got a swim team. This guy, stop drinking, bro. You're distracting his head. Just keep it. Dude, just wait. Berkeley, you got a swim team as your army, but I'm also about to give you one. What if, and hey, feed in autistic special needs in this too. It's a great place to include them. You go out in the front of school, you come to school early on Tuesday. Maybe it's not Wednesday, maybe it's Tuesday because the cheerleaders are coming, and maybe, a lot of you stand in front of the school Maybe you make a banner or you make a poster and you guys go freaking crazy for the cheerleaders when they walk in the school. And you play EDM throughout the campus. Maybe all the teachers stand outside the classrooms for the first period of that day and they shake every kid's hand as they come in. Maybe that's a tradition you do once a month to change the vibes, because another problem in my pocket is a division between faculty and students. Facts? This will bring them together. This will bring the energy up. You guys I feel real like you guys need the energy up. What's your name one more time?
Bradley.
Bradley, come up here. Mr. Cooper. On 3, I want you guys to cheer for this guy. And if you don't cheer loud and scream and stomp, this guy's just gonna die. But I want you to save his life, okay? I want you to give it a scream out of your comfort zone like you've never screamed for Berkeley before. All right? Not Berkeley, Bradley. 1, 2, look at their faces. 1, 2, 3! This is for you. Love it. Yeah. Good job, fellas. Sit down. Now feel it. It's a wave. Do you feel it? You feel that energy shift? Feels good, don't it? Welcome Wednesdays. Maybe Welcome Wednesday starts on Tuesday. Maybe it starts on Tuesday for the cheerleaders. Maybe video production, who's literally hovering over you, Berkeley, with a camera right now, can film it and share it to the rest of the school. Maybe you guys, before the cheerleaders come back, can use video production once again. Leadership, you got 3 classes. You want to be proactive and not wait on instruction. Maybe you invite everybody to participate on Tuesday. Maybe everybody in the whole school lines up in the hallways and cheers for the cheerleaders for once. That'd be pretty dope, right? Raise your hand if you like that idea. There's your army, Berkeley. What's my favorite word? How are you going to get it started? They come back Tuesday. What's the date today? What's the day? Is it Wednesday or Thursday? Thursday's today? I'm with you, bro. I don't even know. Oh, it's his hair, dude. Thursday. So you only got a little bit of time, Berkeley. Maybe you get on the loudspeaker. Actually, is there a principal in the room? You're the principal this whole time? Well, that's fair, because I thought you were the athletic director, but then you said you were the principal, and so the principal's not here. Okay, so then you're the boss. For now. Now, could I maybe, before I walk off of campus today, could I get on the loudspeaker and help Berkeley out? And maybe there's not a lot of context to who I am to the rest of the student body who didn't hear me once or twice today, but maybe I introduce myself as Captain Hook randomly, and maybe I just get like 30 minutes of class, or 30 seconds of class time where I invite everyone to show up early on Tuesday and go crazy for the cheerleaders and surprise them. Would that be okay? We will make that happen. Is that okay? I just get on the loudspeaker, interrupt school for a second, because I haven't interrupted your guys' classes yet today, and your faculty's real excited about me. Is that okay? And we won't blame it on you. We'll blame it on Berkeley. It's fine. You keep your job. Berkeley, I'm trying to give you an army, but I'm also trying to lead by example and show you how it's done. How many I'm asking you this. One thing. School year is almost over. Seniors have senioritis. You know where you're going to college for the most part. What matters more than this? You ain't ever going to forget showing up one day a little earlier and going nuts for the cheerleaders for supporting you. And that is going to, they will never forget that for the rest of their lives. Facts? Don't raise your hand unless you're going to commit to showing up for Berkeley Tuesday. And Hannah, who's going to help her out with it. And this dude, what's your name? Eli, the silent director of photography. Eli, you're in this group somehow. And you're going to have to film it. You cool with that, Eli? Sweet. You're going to show it off and show what they did for cheerleading, and that's the standard you're going to start next year so you can keep this momentum out through the summer. Cool? Raise your hand if you're committing to show up Tuesday for the cheerleaders. There's your army. Can we do this? Can we do this? Is it fine? Is it fair? Everyone else made it to state. They went to nationals, so seems fair, right? They cheer for all of you. No one else cheers for them. It's time we shift it. Feel like family. Do you understand that? Do you get the vibe shift there? Berkeley, do you need help? Yeah. Who wants to help her lead this? Hannah, you can be a part of that too. And then I want Cooper, Bradley, you two, you with the hat, you, cloud sweatshirt girl, you sit next to her, all 3 of you, all you guys, actually everyone with their hand up. Let's make it a party. You're in the back of this at the end before you go back to class. Get on a group text. You don't have much time. Berkeley, you need to figure it out. You guys need to figure out how you're going to set it up. I will introduce it to the school if he allows me that time today. Just literally briefly to just plant the seed. You guys have to welcome them. And Monday, it's going to come down to Monday. And the rest of you raised your hand and said you wanted to commit to it. You better show up. Sound good? You guys want to do this? Berkeley, stand up. You are now knighted. And if this works for cheerleaders on Tuesday, you guys could maybe create Welcome Wednesday. And that would help with the teacher problem as well. Does that make sense? Everyone give a huge round of applause to Berkeley. Now, we still got some time. You said 12:15 or 12:10? All right, lunch. You got to eat and stuff. It's the whole thing. Let's see. School spirit. I'm going to give you guys a big recommendation. So they have the Varsity Spirit Awards. It's like the most spirited schools in the country. They get like these $50,000 checks. It's in Disneyland every year. And these schools are like Disney Channel movies. No one sits alone at lunch. I've never seen anything like it. And I started to see these schools. And I'm like, oh, that's how school's supposed to be run. No reflection on your faculty, admin, or you. They just figured it out over time. They scaled and got better and better. And dude, people move from different parts of these states to have their kids go to these public schools. Some of them not with a lot of money because they're run so well and the vibes are so awesome and it feels like family. People cry when they graduate. They're not looking forward to getting out of there. Weird, dude. Tell me. I mean, I've seen 8 of them out of the 900 plus schools I've spoken at. So very rare. And that's what I'm trying to fix. Elon Musk, I don't know if I said this earlier, but did I? Did I, Tom? I did? Yeah, I want to say it again. This is what I want to do. 2 of the last 4 years, 2 of the schools out of the last 4 winners, the most spirited school of the country, both did this, and I've seen it several times in other places. These schools created something. It's called the house system. Now, do you guys have rallies, pep rallies and stuff? No?
Very rarely. Like one maybe a year.
One a year? When? For probably homecoming or something?
There was one for homecoming.
Yeah.
And then there was one for band after they won.
You're a high academic school and it's hard to grab that class time. It would be cool to do one at the end of the year where all the seniors are on the floor. Again, helping your teacher admin space between your classes. If all the juniors, sophomores, and freshmen were in the gym and you guys did something where the parents could show up and you did something where all the teachers and the coaches were on the floor and they all made a bridge thing like you do in soccer, I'm never good at it. And all the seniors run through it, and then the seniors have an opportunity to hug it out, even give gifts to the teachers, and all the other classes look down and look at it, so they look forward to it when they become seniors. And that's a really emotional thing to keep the drive of the coaches and teachers going and the admin going, but it's also a great opportunity for you to thank the people that really helped you become successful, because you guys need to learn gratitude a little bit more. These guys get underpaid, underappreciated to teach you every day, and you zone out in class. And I didn't tell you that. You did. You told me. You said that was a problem. When's the last time you thanked them and hugged it out? When's the last time you've done anything for them? Maybe that's a cool rally to end the end of the school year. Another tradition. Do you guys do senior sunset here? See, that legacy that you do all the time, we should create more of them. Leadership, video production, we should create more of them and essentially make traditions to solve problems. So, the house system. You guys ever watch Harry Potter? So Harry Potter, there's like all these houses or whatever, but you don't do seniors versus sophomores versus juniors versus freshmen. If you had a rally, right, what you do is you have a rally to kick off the school year, and you have t-shirts made, and it isn't seniors on a section, juniors, sophomores, freshmen, no. Seniors through freshmen, seniors through freshmen, seniors through freshmen, seniors through freshmen in 4 different groups, all sitting in their little houses. I don't know what your school colors are. What are your school colors? Green and white? Green and black? Okay, green, black, white, silver. You got 4 different house colors. Herff Jones is here and create that. BSN could make those shirts, whatever. Now, the reason it's not seniors versus juniors versus sophomores, freshmen, seniors always win, juniors maybe sometimes. Sophomores and freshmen are smaller. They don't stand a chance. Also, there's stakes, maybe created by leadership. And hear me out. 2 of the last 4 most spirited schools of the country do this. First place by the end of the year, there's going to be tallies. Wear your shirts on the days you're supposed to. Show up at the different games. Wear your shirt, it's going to be tallied. It'll be articulated in video production when things are. Leadership will take charge of that schedule. And you guys, whoever gets first place by the end of the year gets a day off of school. That's what one of the schools did, but the other state couldn't do that. So you know what they did? It's funny. They get a field trip to a water park. Everybody in that house. Second place, Chick-fil-A party. Third place, nothing. Fourth place, you have to pick up as a whole house trash at lunch. Ooh, look at now there's steaks. Now there's steaks. And you know what you get with steaks? You get seniors actually leading and saying, freshmen, why didn't you wear your shirt today? This is what we do. This is the pride. This is how we act as wild saber cats or whatever you are. Then you start changing your reputation, and people start caring to come here because they feel like they have these little friendly competitive groups. And you can use those groups to make more spirit through your school, or however leadership wants to use it. How many like that idea? I don't know if it's possible. I know you're the VP, the athletic director. That's awesome. I don't know if it's possible if you guys can do it. But that is a suggestion that I would highly recommend that you guys apply on your campus. The class time is worth it. Your academics go up if your spirit goes up. And I know that it's hard to take that class time away, but having a rally in the beginning of the year, and homecoming, and to relaunch the second semester, and at the end of the year for the seniors, that's a cool thing to do. Highly recommend it. You good? Can they do it? Can they do it? They have to be the ones to do it. So, who wants to be in charge? Do I have student council in here? Student council also exists with leadership? No, it's gone. So there's no senior class president, student class president? No? Who wants to be in charge? Who isn't part of something else? Who wants to step up? Hi. I haven't seen you two all day. You two stand up. There's like a seat between you. Do you know each other? What's your name? Jackson. What's your name? Kaylee. You guys look like you'd be dating in a Disney Channel movie. You know what it is? It's your hair. It's his hair, right? And I love it. I love it. You two are in charge. What grade are you in? I'm a sophomore. Sophomore? Junior. We need a senior and a freshman, too, to help them out. Come on. What grade are you in? Freshman, stand up. Senior, anyone? Antonio, stand up. Antonio, I got one of each of you. Antonio, this would be a dope thing to do. How you start it before the school year ends, I don't know. Maybe you have to talk to the principal about having a last ceremony to appreciate the teachers and faculty. Maybe you set this up and you hand it off to my junior. Maybe you hand it off to the junior and say, this is what we're doing next year. And maybe you have to pick this up next year as your legacy, and maybe you have to go, and I don't know, ask all three of the leadership classes to join in and help, and everybody else do video production. And you're going to help her next year. And you're going to help her next year. Make sense? You got to start it off strong. The four of you get each other's numbers, figure it out. Make a meeting with him, make a meeting with the principal. If Antonio creates a meeting with these guys with you, can you take it? The how-to action plan. When are you meeting? When are you going to apply this? When are you setting a meeting with him?
We'll meet right after.
I love this guy. Right after this. No, you guys got to make a plan first. This is what we want, how we want to do it. Your principal's not back with the cheerleaders till Tuesday. Friday of next week, how about? But you got to go in and professionally schedule a meeting with them. Four, you guys got to figure out how you guys are going to set up a meeting where you can articulate this. This is what we want. We want to change this school. This is how. This is why it's important. Do you understand? Yes, you four raise your hand. You guys cool with that? Except for you. I just added you in there. If they do all the work, will you guys help participate? Raise your hand, lock the elbow if you want to do this. Awesome. Awesome. I just gave you an army, and I gave you an opportunity to redeem yourself as a senior to make a true legacy at this school before you take off. And that's what you're going to remember in 10 years. Round of applause for these four. The house system. We're not welcoming to other people. Freshmen, raise your hand. Do you guys have a freshman orientation?
Yeah.
When is it? Before school starts? And you figure out where your classes are and et cetera? Okay, what's that called? It's just called freshman orientation? Super original. I'm going to just project this to you because I don't know who is in charge of freshman orientation and who leads that as a staff admin. But this is the small change because somebody brought up that we're not very welcoming to each other and the seniors think they're superior. I think it was Molly, right? So I highly recommend, like when you're in these groups, do you guys have like a senior doing the orientation with you? You guys have little breakout groups?
Yeah, they're not always seniors.
Okay, not always seniors, but you have upperclassmen. And how many of you are with one upperclassman? What's the ratio?
Like 8 to 12.
8 to 12. So let's say 10. 10 of you freshmen to one senior. Now, what if the senior had done this? What if the senior had said, hey, Kenny Pat, what's your name? McKinnon? Close enough. McKinnon. I love you, buddy. McKinnon, all you're my freshman. I'm a senior. I want all your numbers, and here's mine. If you ever have a problem on campus, you come find me. You're my little brothers, little sisters. You got a senior on campus who has your back. And don't walk in those hallways without smiling at me and saying, what's up? Don't be too cool for me. I'll find you. I want you to know that you're welcome here and that you're safe and that I got you. Highly recommend that little touch for every single one of those upperclassmen to be instructed with that the people they're paired off with, they're giving them their contacts and making sure they're there for them. And now it isn't a bunch of negative upper-class seniors who feel entitled and superior to everybody else walking around all negative and angry. Oh no. The freshmen come here and it's a whole different vibe for them. And guess who's going to want to do that orientation when they become a senior? Make sense? Molly, you're in charge of that. What grade are you in? Well, that's not going to help. How dare you be born in a different day than I wanted you to. Molly, I'm just going to I don't know who's in charge of it or if you were a part of freshman orientation, but that's a great way to lessen that divide from seniors to freshmen. You also weren't in my other presentation. How many people did I give a compliment to? 2. How many days to make a habit? 21. How many days? 21. Yeah. And it'll be like blinking in 21 days. Hey, Molly, I'm going to encourage you in the hallways, find one freshman that you don't know as a senior for the next 3 months, a different one every day, out of your comfort zone, and I want you to heavily compliment them. Stop them. Cloud shirt girl, I just can't get over your cloud shirt thing. Stand up. What's your name?
Ava.
Give it up for Ava. What's my favorite word? This is how, Molly. Ava, I love your sweatshirt. It makes me feel like I'm in a weird dream. It's beautiful. You're killing it. You got a great swag. Hey, what grade are you in?
Freshman.
You're a freshman. Were you in my other group? This is the only time you saw me? Okay, well, I'm sorry if your seniors like Antonio and Molly never did this to you, but you know what? The school's very blessed to have you here. We're really lucky. No, seriously, we're lucky. Like your presence, your demeanor, your awesome, your smile, you're participating more than most of the seniors, by the way. You've been killing it and volunteering yourself. You're an awesome human being. And you don't pick your family, you're just born into it. You don't pick your people you go to school with, you're just born around them. That's your second family, and we're family. I'm your big brother. You ever have a problem on campus, you come find me. You're a ray of sunshine at this school, and I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
We're fam. I want a hug. I don't care if their legs are in the way. Do it. Aw, you're so sweet. Hey, Molly, what's my favorite word? Yeah. How many times have you done that? Okay. So maybe the accountability on the pretentious seniors is right in the mirror. Tough love, still love, Molly. Give it up for my freshmen. How many days to make a habit? 21. Molly, you don't pee your pants and you go to bed anymore, I'm presuming? Or is that why you wear overalls? I don't know. Easy access. Hey, Molly, you trained your mind not to pee your pants, right? You train your mind not to have to think to blink. You do it. Same with breathing. It takes 21 days. For the next 21 days, I want you to do that with a freshman. And then it'll be like blinking. And you'll be the change. Because that's what's in your control, not what's out of your control. Got it? Now, let's go back to the list. So far, we have the box idea. So that creates a voice for the student body so they'll care more. We also are going to show up on Tuesday and cheer for the cheerleaders who've cheered for us. And hey, no one tell them, let's surprise them. That'd be pretty cool, huh? Hey, you want to bring flowers? You want to go crazy? Do it. But don't go and be all tired and like might as well not do it at all. If you're going to do it, go all in. Right? My dad's motto, anything worth doing is worth overdoing, so show up and overdo it. Spirit, we have the house system. We also have tag. Football goes to band. Football and band go to soccer. Football, band, and soccer go to another event. Raise your hand if you're in a club or sport. Raise it high. Keep your hands up. Keep your hands up. What do you do? Baseball. Softball. Dance. Dance. Dance, dance, dance. That's what you just did. I love it. What's your name? Not your name. What do you do? Basketball. Basketball, soccer, baseball? Okay, put your hands down. Wouldn't it be sick if you had the crowd of a football game at a softball game? Stop changing the sport. My brain's fried. I haven't slept in days. Wouldn't it be dope? Yeah. And how many soccer games you been to? None. Soccer. How many baseball games you been to? Softball. You're wearing a soccer shirt, though. That one's not on me. How many times have you been to a baseball game? Not very many. If you want the support, you got to give it too. Got it? How? I went to a school in Idaho. The most popular girl at the school was on the soccer team. They didn't get any love. Most popular guy was dating her. He was on the lacrosse team. Didn't get any love. But they were so influential dating that they got their teams to support each other's home games, every one. I thought that was so cool, and they loved it. They went crazy for each other. And you know what I asked? Who are these kids? That's dope. And everyone looked around in a session just like this, and they had no freaking idea, because they graduated 6 years before I went to that school. The teams were still doing it. They didn't even know who set it up, but they loved it. Create your legacy. Stop waiting for everyone to show up for you. Use your army to show up for somebody else. Not so they'll show up for you back maybe, but maybe you guys say, hey, if we come and we go crazy as a basketball team to one of your baseball games and go crazy, will you come with us to one of these softball or soccer? Stop switching it up on me. Softball? You get it? Tag, you're it. Who likes tag? Okay. Antonio's going to start this with a band concert on March 6th or March 8th, and he's going to figure that out, and then he's going to go with all the friggin' leadership classes. There's 3 of them. And you guys are going to go with video production, and you guys are going to articulate this to the rest of the school. And everyone's invited, but football is going to show. Got it? But you're going to ask band, if we show up for you, will you show up with us to something else? And you got to figure that out. You got that, Antonio? And you got the summer. So then you need a junior to step it up next year in the beginning of the school year, and you need to carry it. Good thing you have the athletic director in the room who's the boss of all your coaches. And maybe he can start igniting the spark and pushing them right from the get-go next year. Can you do that for me? Love you, brother. Start your legacy now. Any other questions or solutions on school spirit? House system, tag. You can even go into your video production, put all your clubs and teams in 2 different shoe boxes and literally pair them up. You're supporting this team, and that team's supporting you at least 1 game this year. You can do it a lot of different ways, but you got to start. You got a question?
Yeah, I just had to add something.
Yes.
I think it was off of what Hannah was saying. Just people are afraid to be the person to step up and for example, pick up trash or be the person that makes compliments to other people. And,
Why? Why are people afraid?
Egos, being the weird kid, impressions.
Judgment, which is a great segue to my next thing. Judgment. You're afraid because you guys are mean to each other. Facts? You have a clique problem because you aren't getting supported and people are mean, so you hang out in your little comfort zone with your little clique because you don't care, because everyone sucks. Facts? That's not how you're supposed to do school. You don't have a clique problem, you have a clique solution. Your teams are cliques. Your leadership classes are cliques. Start connecting them like links to a chain. And you know who needs to step up? What's your name? Maddie, you need to step up. They all want to do it. They're waiting for somebody to follow and do it first and look a fool. Make sense? So, Maddie, look around the room. Do you have a coach, a teacher in here? Do you have an individual, a friend, a freshman? Who? Okay, well, why don't you do this? Why don't you stand up? Everyone give it up for Maddie. Stand in the aisle. Stand right there. These are your 4 friends in that row?
No, I know a lot of
Oh, you know everybody. Pick one person. really special to you. Okay? You just sit there. I want you in front of everyone to articulate what she means to you and why. Sincerely and loud.
Well, I'm a freshman.
Not you, her to you.
I run cross country with Anya, and she's just like a really special person who's like always doing.
Tell her, not me. No one else is here. Tell her how much she means to you.
Anya, you're such a good teammate, and you're always like doing the little things, and like you're so fun to talk to and run with, and like such a good teammate. So I'm just
Give her a hug. Okay. Aww. Round of applause. So, you're smiling really heavily right now. Now, you just stood up in front of all your peers, and although you know a bunch of people in the room, you had the courage to speak amongst them and to heavily compliment somebody that means a lot to you. Facts? Was that cool? Do you think you could do that too? They don't do it because they don't see it. Monkey see, monkey do. You seniors and juniors are not setting the example for the sophomores and freshmen. What grade are you in? Yeah. So it's time to start showing them, huh? The reason they don't do it and they judge and they pick you apart is because it's not normal. Make it normal. No one makes fun of me because I love this. I love myself. I don't care. Love, empathy, kindness. You can judge me all you want. I don't care. You're making fun of him. Bro, we don't do that. Hey, come on, we're better than that, right? I didn't tell him to shut up. I just stopped him and I say, dude, you're awesome, man. You ever got a problem, you come find me. You're cool. You guys are both cool. We don't do that, man. Come on, we're better. Called him out, kept him accountable, stopped him, didn't yell in his face, didn't trigger him to be defensive, and then I complimented the person he was making fun of. You guys are the solution. You're sitting down and you're being quiet, and that's how the Holocaust happened, because when good men and good women say nothing because they're afraid of judgment, evil prevails. Good thing we have you. Judgment is the cancer to humanity. It is literally, in every religion, the absolute cancer. From Buddhism to Hinduism to Christianity to Muslim. Sick. Stop judging each other. Got it? All right, we got a couple more problems, a couple more solutions. I know that it's been a long day, especially for my man Antonio. I nubbed him earlier. It was a whole thing. Some of you have been here for hours at this point. You're probably starving. But you know what? Think of how I must feel. Where'd my notes go? Gosh dang it, his thumb. Here it is. Judgment. All right. Okay, so judgment. Any other questions on judgment real quick before we move on? Anything? Anything to say? Any solutions? You got something? Okay, anybody else? Judgment. How many days to make a habit? Find somebody to be kind to today. 21 days later, it's like blinking, Molly. Step it up. School spirit. We have the box idea, the shoebox idea. We have tag. We also have the house system. We're also going to cheer Welcome Wednesday for the cheerleaders, but we're doing it on Tuesday. Facts? You guys showing up? Okay. Any solutions on school spirit? You want to talk about it more or move on? For time's sake. Got 15 minutes. Good? Vibe check. Ryan. That was what Welcome Wednesday for. Where's Ryan at? The vibes in the hallway suck because, one, you're just zoned out walking past the same people every between each classroom without interacting to them or talking because you got your earbuds in. You're not approachable. All you care about is you, and you're not sitting there and stopping somebody who looks like they're having a bad day and make them and give them energy. Bro, how you doing, man? You look good today, bro. Yo, love you, dog. We're going to have a nub now. Now we're going to be nub brothers, too. You see how that changed the vibes? Because I literally went out of my way and I just gave them a little love, and you have no idea what kind of masks they might be wearing or how much they need it. Stop zoning out in class. Stop zoning out in between classes and at lunch. How many of you seen somebody sit alone at lunch? How many of you invited them to sit with you? Because you're afraid of judgment. You have no courage. Wake up. Ryan, you got anything else to say? Yeah, and then you also have Tuesday, and we're going to set the vibes. And then we're going to keep growing from that. That makes sense? You better show up Tuesday, Ryan. You better be the loudest guy there.
I'll bring a microphone.
You bring a microphone? All right, baby. Give it up for Ryan. Also, if admin allows it, and you talk to faculty, I really like the idea of them stepping out of class and welcoming people in. You need to continue to lessen that void between teachers. Now, here's the thing. Why would the teachers care more about you guys and engage with you more when you guys haven't showed them any love? What have you done for a teacher? Maybe, what's your name again? Maddie, like you did for your friend, you do for your teacher. Pretty cool, huh? Any questions on that? Everyone drinking in here or what, man? Come on with the beer bottles. No respect towards teachers. Does anyone have anything to say on that? Maybe you guys do something. There's this thing called Dude Be Nice. Now, my buddy did this. He created a t-shirt company, and they celebrate each other. So the first episode, he's got a bunch of different videos now. The first episode was awesome. He went to a leadership class like this. Who do you guys want to celebrate that y'all love on campus? And actually, they chose somebody off campus across the street. They have this Mexican food place that's really, really good, right? You guys have a place that everyone eats, like your spot? Cool. Chick-fil-A? Classic. Super original, guys. But across the street from this high school, and you should go on dudebenice.com, Hannah, leadership. You should do this with video production. You should write down Dude Be Nice on a phone right now. Come on. And you know what they did? They said there's this Hispanic lady, she's like mid-20s, and she served us all throughout high school. Her family owns the place. She hardly speaks English. She's always super nice and loving and cheery and happy. She makes our day, and she serves us every day at the counter. And we want to do something special for her. And then my buddy Brent's like, okay, cool. How? And this is what they did. He got a couple cameramen, not unlike you, you creepy little man. What are you doing down there? The whole time. He's so sneaky. Love it. And he snuck a camera in this restaurant. And then 2 by 2, the leadership kids came in. You came in with flowers. The first 2 put a bucket down, had tips on it, put a couple bucks in it, gave her flowers, told her how much she meant to him. And then they left. And 2 by 2, they came like an arc, gave her flowers, put money in the tip jar. He filmed the whole thing, and she's real confused. She got all these flowers, right? She's like, what the heck is happening? This thing's filled up with money. And then she goes outside. They're all in the parking lot. They made posters for her, and they go crazy. Let me hear crazy on 3. Please, guys, I know you're tired. I am exhausted. I need your energy. I want to hear it. Let's change the vibe of the room. Molly, come on. 1, 2, 3. Let's go! You know what? And you know what, Hannah? When you watch this video, you'll probably cry. You know why? Because she bawled crying because it meant the world to her and she felt invisible. Until they did something so simple and so nice for her. And maybe you do that for one of your teachers at your school and you use your video production to film it and surprise them. And maybe you show it to the rest of the campus. Why the hell would your teachers care more about you? They don't get paid any money. It is not rational to be a teacher with modern inflation. They're here serving you, and you zone out in class and be disrespectful to them, and you don't even call each other out because you're afraid of being judged for being different. You'll never regret doing what's right. What are you afraid of? Hannah, Dude Be Nice. Any questions, comments, teachers, anything else? Moving on. Hope you like that. I would check it out. We have click problem. No, you have a click solution. This is Game of Thrones. Football's an army. Anyone in band in here? How many kids in band? 140 kids in band. How many people at the school? 2,000. So you're saying almost 10% of the school's in band. That's a high school and high school. Zombie apocalypse? Forget about the football team. I'm going to go with band. Loudest people. There's so many of them. If 140 people came to your softball game, that would be pretty dope, huh? Why would they come if you haven't gone to a band concert? Maybe bring softball to serve them first. Hey, and football supported you. Would you go with football to support somebody else? You would? It would mean a lot to you. Look how much he's smiling. You don't have a click problem. You have a click solution. You just haven't linked the chain links yet. Got it? Who's going to start? Now, not incurring leave. I have no idea what that meant. It was a typo like an hour ago, and I have no idea what it means. What's that? Not welcoming. We talked about freshman orientation. We talked about Welcome Wednesday. We talked about, I don't know, how many days to make a habit? Compliment one person, 21 days, it's like blinking. And here's the purpose of that, and I keep saying it, I do this. You know where other people are miserable? Not just at high schools, at airports. And I'm in airports all the time, and people suck in airports. I don't know why. And I walk around, love your sweater, I love your scarf, have a great flight. They're like, get away from me, giant one-armed freak. You never know what kind of mask a person is wearing, what they're hiding inside. Dude, I'm going to tell you the story real quick, and then we got to go to discrimination. Yo, I was walking on a plane, and I saw this girl, and she had this lady, she's like in her 40s, and she had this really cool, like weird pattern shirt on. There's a dress. I don't know what it was. I don't know things. I wear a black shirt every day like a cartoon character. But I said, yo, that is so cool. You look beautiful today. And she's like, oh my gosh, thank you. And I went on the plane, and I sat down in first class, and there's one seat next to me in first class, and guess who's sitting next to me? This lady with the dress, and she sits down. And you know what? The plane starts to take off, and she looks at me, and she's like, starts bawling and crying. And I'm like, yo, the dress wasn't that nice. And she sits there, and she's like, you made me smile on my worst day ever. And I'm like, oh yeah, here we go. Oh man, what's going on? And this is dark. Do you guys want to open Pandora's box? Her best friend she grew up with, they've been friends since they were like born, since before kindergarten. They're in their 40s. They've had so many life journeys. Her best friend's husband, military guy. And he had a hard time coming back. He had PTSD. And now she has the husband's a military dude, and then she has a son, a daughter, and a newborn baby. And the husband was getting really weird and aggressive, and he needed to go to therapy. He wouldn't. So they had a game plan. She was flying across the country. They had a game plan to escape and get her out to safety with the kids, and the husband found out somehow. And he took a shotgun, and he shot the wife, and he shot the son, and he shot the newborn baby, and then he shot himself. And the little girl, the daughter, hid under the bed and watched the whole thing. And she was like, this was the day she already had booked to fly there to get her to escape. And now she was flying there because the night before they failed. And she was going to get the daughter and plan a bunch of funerals. And she was bawling, crying. You never know what kind of impact you can have on a person with just a little bit of love. You never know what somebody's going through sitting right next to you. Empathy. Empathy is the cure to judgment. So, Molly, you look great, you sound great, you're articulate, you're intelligent, but you were accountable saying the senior class, they just think they're cool, do their own thing. Step it up so she's not afraid to. Starts with you, if not you, then who? Ferris wheel of misery continues. How many days to make a habit? So when I keep telling you to spread a little bit of kindness, that's why. Got it? Make sense? Let's talk about the harder one, discrimination. I don't know what happened. And your friend sitting next to you might feel even worse. What's your name? Hayden? Your friend next to you. Who's that? What's your name? Caleb? Caleb, as much as it sucks for Hayden, it might suck for you more. Let's be honest. I get it. I've been literally had a lot of problems. I can't sit in the exit row on a plane because I have one arm. I'm not allowed to. Sucks. And that sucks that you guys created a reputation. What'd you do about it, Hayden? Instead of focusing on the negativity, and this is the hard question, because we talked about it in the very beginning of this presentation, when you aren't passionate or not enthusiastic about something, how do you get on it? Focus on what's in your control. Something happened, it wasn't you. Facts? It happened in a locker room. Facts? You're not on that team. Facts? You didn't see it. Facts? What'd you do about it? You don't like how the rest of the schools are looking at you. How did you make a difference and make a change and grow from it? What did you do? Or did you just identify the problem? It hurts you to hear, and you did nothing. Rise. Everyone give it up for Hayden. Let's go. Come on. Now, I want you to be honest. And if you did nothing, that's fine, because I guarantee you 99% of these kids in the room did nothing. Facts? Did you do anything? Do you want to do something? Okay, you want to change the vibe? How? My favorite word. Anyone want to help him out? I've been solving all your problems. Chime in. Anyone? How? How do you want to take off this stain of your school and this reputation? How do you want to change it? Anyone have any creative way? Molly? Hannah? Antonio? Anyone? What did I say? Stand up, Hannah. Round of applause. Don't you sit down, Hayden. We're solving your problem. What did I say, Hannah?
Well, you were talking about starting from within and making it more welcoming and making it a more positive environment. That way the people from inside can go out and spread that positivity. So it needs to start with us.
I 100% agree. How?
Well, like, just complimenting each other, just randomly, picking a person and being like, hey, you look nice today, or like,
I'll give you a suggestion. I don't know if it'll work here or not, but schools that have similar problems, they do cultural day, and so they like have a bunch of music and laughter, man. And food. That brings people together more than anything. Laughter is a universal language. Food, everyone has to eat. Culturally, there's so many different types of food, and music connects people. So they have culture day, they have different cultures in different spots, they have different music and different food groups, and you all just eat and appreciate it. It's a pretty dope thing to do. Also, Hayden, you should have walked over to those guys, and I know you'll never do this again, I know you'll have the courage to do in the future, and said, no, we're not. That was one kid. I don't like what you said. Our school doesn't represent that at all. And I'm really proud of how we played tonight. And you guys lost because of the mentality that you have. And you're judging us, you don't know us at all. That ain't me. And you wouldn't have felt so bad leaving there had you said that. But you know why you didn't? Because you're afraid of being judged. And I've been here all day trying to get you to find your voice, and I'm so proud of you because you stood up in front of your peers and you brought a tough problem that you all agree was a problem to the table. You're also the solution. So don't tolerate it. If I was in a basketball team, okay, actually here's the thing. In college, I was one of two freshmen coming on my team. Everyone was a senior. There was one sophomore, all seniors, and two freshmen. And here I come in New York City, and they laughed at me. They laughed at me because I had one arm. They had never seen nothing like that. And I walked in the first day in the locker room, and everyone was just laughing and looking at each other like, this is wild. You know what I said? You know what? I wasn't going to tolerate that. It made me feel real bad. And I said, hey, how many of you guys in here would have had a D1 scholarship with one arm? Then why the hell do you think I'd be at this bum-ass school if I had two? Respected me real quick because I stood up for myself, right? Ooh. Why don't you start sticking up for your school? Make sense? Why don't you start sticking up for each other? Role played with these guys. You hear it, stop it, make it right, walk away. Got it? I know that you will because I know you'll never forget this moment for the rest of your life. And I know when you're in that balance part where you're like, I don't know if I should, you'll just do it because you know how it feels not to, and there's no winning there. So you might as well try. Facts? I want you guys to give the biggest round of applause to Hayden for bringing this to us. Thank you, brother. Now, goes for the rest of you. No longer do you tolerate this nonsense. You don't want to, any of you guys don't want to be represented that way, right? Then don't. This isn't who we are. Prove it. Stop the narrative. Change the narrative. You can be anything you want. The school's awesome. There's no problem with it. The way you wake up every day, this is I'm going to do, and then you guys are gone. You have lunch, go, take pictures, fine, whatever. But hear me out. Wake up in the morning. You brush your teeth. You look in the mirror. You give yourself a small win, a positive affirmation so you don't walk in tired every day. You change the narrative. You're positive to yourself. You practice self-love. I pray every single one of you guys can love yourself back. You get in your car, you come to school, not lazy, you bring enthusiasm in the morning when no one else has the energy. You compliment people from class to class. Molly works on that 21 days. It becomes like blinking. She doesn't realize she's doing it because you trained your brain too. You get your team, hey, basketball guys, guess what? We get a lot of love and support, but the girls' team doesn't, so let's bring it for them for once. You guys think that would matter? I just challenged my team. Dude, I'm going to go. You guys should all come. We should be a little crew, man. We should go together. Support the girls' team because they don't get any love, and we get all the love. Let's go crazy for them. Right? I'm going to thank a teacher, a janitor, a coach. I'm going to hug it out and tell them before I leave campus, before I leave and graduate school, how much they meant to me, what an impact they made. And I'm going to leave a legacy here as a senior class that I can come back in 10 years and say, man, I started that. And all those freshmen don't know any different because cheerleading doesn't just do the supportiveness, they get it too. And football goes to band once a year. Huh, Antonio? You got it, baby. You got me. I love you guys, genuinely with all my heart. This stuff's important. I already know you guys are going to succeed in life and achieve and have money and have houses and do all the things you want to do. That's great. But man, just freaking live in the present and enjoy the process of it as well. There's no end game. $1 million doesn't make you happier. It makes you more free to find happiness. You are 17, 16, 18, 14, 15 years old. Act like it, man. Just be in the present. Live now. Got it? Love you guys with all my heart. Best of luck in life. Appreciate you.